Importante lamang sa lahat po ng mga nakikinig po sa atin sa usapin po ng reaksyon ng mga employers sa desisyon po ng Labor Department. Actually, ito ay Regional Wage Board na nagdesisyon. 85 pesos po ito, dalawang bigay ito. Magsisimula po on July 19 ang 60 pesos na karagdagan para po naman sa mga manggagawa po sa Metro Manila. Ito po yung non-agricultural. Pagsapit po naman ng Enero a Primero, 2027, it's plus 25. So yung pong minimum na 695 ay magiging 780 pesos. Halos 800 pesos po sa kada araw. At ilan pong alamin ang paunang reaksyon ni Governor Federico Marquez Jr. ng Employers Confederation of the Philippines. Good morning po, Governor.
Good morning, Ted. Thank you very much for this invite. Magandang umaga po sa inyo at lahat ng nakikinig nanonood sa inyong programa.
Salamat po na marami. Ano po ang unang reaksyon ng inyo pong grupo dito po sa desisyon ng Wage Board?
Okay, first of all, I'd like to say that on one side, I'm representing the Employers Confederation as a governor. On the other side also, I am a member of the NCR Wage Board na siyang gumawa ng desisyon. So, I'll be wearing two hats because as I sit down in the Wage Board of the National Capital Region, I represent the employer sector. So ang composition, I think everybody knows this, the composition of the Regional Wage Board, whether it's in the NCR or the 16 other wage board in the country, ang composition yan ay 7 po, no? 7. Two of it is chaired by the RD or Regional Director of DOLE, and then there are two other government two from government seats in the board, DepDev at saka DTI. And then there are two from employers and two from the workers. So in coming up with a decision, pinag-uusapan yan, nagbabalitaktakan, and at the same time, we are giving a chance for the workers through the trade unions. Meron tayong tinatawag na labor consultation, and then a week after that, there is employers consultation, and then finally, a week after that, there is a public hearing where everybody is there. And then magdi-deliberate yung wage board and come up with a decision. So the decision has not been published yet, but according to the RA 6727, 15 days after publication sa newspaper, magiging effective yan. No? So we're waiting for it to be published. We decided and came up with the wage order noong June 23, no? So paglabas niyan, when we're waiting for the publication, pero gumawa na po ng announcement ang ating magiting na labor secretary. So whatever he has made, whatever announcement he has made, those were exactly what was the content of the wage order NCR 27, which will be published pretty soon. We're just waiting for it. No, sinabmit namin ito nung June 23, and we were waiting for the approval and then the publication. But I think the announcement has been made. So maliwanag that effective 15 days after it is published, magiging effective na yan. And then effective January 20, there will be another tranche. The first tranche is 60, the second tranche is 25. Now, although we in the employer sector respect the decision of the board, I'm wearing two hats here, no? As a member of the board, the decision has been made. Lumabas hindi pa lumalabas, we have signed it, we have approved it, and the employers sector has signed it with some dissension, no? So we dissented, particularly on the amount, no? Because while I represent the employer sector, recognize the need to adjust the minimum wages of workers in NCR, we believe that this wage adjustment must balance the needs of the workers within, or at the same time, the affordability and survival of yung mga companies that are hardly making money, couldn't afford, and will have to do some drastic moves. So I guess this is not I'm not going against the decision of the wage board because hindi naman maganda yun. But I'm just sharing that the employer sector found it quite high when the particular issue on the 60 and 25 on the second tranche. But of course, as I said, 7 yung members ng board,
Opo.
and so we have to. I mean, after that has been said and done,
Yes, sir.
this is not a formal complaint. But I know right now that many of the employers' organization, employer sector, and many companies have been complaining, and they've talked to me and told me na medyo sobrang taas daw nung nabigla sila because they cannot afford or they're finding it difficult to do such big changes right now, no?
Okay, sige po. Sige. So, sir, if I may just butt in no, for lack of material time, Governor.
Okay, sige po.
Opo. Ganito. Alam namin na ang labor dito magde-descend kasi nga they want higher, no? And sa inyo po, definitely po natataasan kayo at ika nyo mahihirapan kayo. Iklaro lang po natin sa simpleng paliwanag lang po at maigsi. Sino po mga exempted dito po sa order na ito? Ano pong mga klase ng negosyo ang exempted, maaari mag-apply po ng exemption?
Well, okay, yung BMBEs, specifically makikita lalabas yan doon sa wage order mismo that this group of people are exempted, no. So may ibang sila ang susundin, no.
Okay.
So but exempted as they are, they will have to file exemption
Opo.
doon sa
Kapag wala pong order exempting the establishment, obligado silang ipatupad po ito as
Yes,
mandated.
yes, yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
halimbawa po maggawa tayong halimbawa. Ito pong mga malls na ito, no, definitely maramihan po ang kanilang mga manggagawa. Oo, so ito ho yung kanilang mga minimum wage earners diyan, mga sales lady, mga bagman, mga manggagawa nila, definitely sakop sila nito. Ano po? Yan, klaro yan. Sa construction industry din po, sakop din sila dito. Yung pong may mga maliliit na restaurant, opo, yung mga 20 lang ang empleyado. Yung pong mga nasa logistics po, na maliliit din po yung kanila pong bilang ng empleyado, yung pong mga yon, they can apply for exemption?
Yes, they can apply for exemption. However, ang medyo complicated yung ano nito, no? Kasi if you are a franchise, an employee that is an employee of a franchise, yung ano, no? Let's say a company is a franchise lang, no? Covered if covered kayo ng exemptions, and you can apply for it, no. However, meron yung tinatawag na kunyari yung sinasabi mong franchisee employees, and then merong yung franchisor have their own, no, and example, if you are a McDonald or pag pinag-usapan diyan yung company mo is a franchisee, and you have less than, in fact, 20 or 10 people or 10 employees, then you can apply for exemption.
Okay, all right.
And,
Sige po.
normally the wage board will look at
Okay,
it from
sige
that.
po. Sige po. So, lagi pong sinasabi ng mga employers, no, kapag ganyan, marami daw po ang mahihirapan, magbabawas ng empleyado o kaya po eventually magsasarado. Kayo ho mismo, sir, may negosyo ho ba kayo? Paano ho ang mga negosyante na yung pong sinasabi pero kinalaunan binabanggit po ng mga nasa labor o ng mga ilang pong progresibong grupo kung magsasarado nung pa nagsarado yan hindi ho naman talaga it's just a matter of sharing bawasan lang daw po ang kita ng mga negosyante. What's your take on that?
Well, dun sa tanong nyo kung ano, no, kung may, yes, I have a little business and apektado. Now, if yung pagka-apekto dun sa business is in such a way that kakayanin ko, hindi ko pababayaan yung mga empleyado to lose their job, no? But if, remember, medyo, kung hindi kayanin itong increase na ito, and maybe not necessarily close down, pero kinailangan magbawas, gagawin yon siyempre para tuloy-tuloy yung negosyo. Now, on the other side, I've been working with big companies for the longest time, no? And when increases like this come up, kaya namang i-absorb yan, no? But of course, insofar as corporate business is concerned, they always look at yung mga projections for ano, kaya palagi ako balitaktakan doon sa finance manager namin kasi siyempre they have their own they usually based it on whatever projections there are sa increase inflation, growth, etc. Pero at the end of the day, kung ang tatanungin mong personal sa akin, I'd like, of course, to give the benefits to the employees up to the point that yun yung sinasabi kong balance, no? To the point that the company will not suffer losses, no? And I don't think they will. And if they won't, then ipaglalaban natin I've been in HR and paglalaban natin
Okay.
yung karapatan ng mga or the rights of the employees, no? So
Alright.
balance ang hinahabol natin dyan.
So, paano ho kaya ito ngayon, Governor, yung punto ho nung iba na halimbawa, no, kung ikaw magsesweldo ngayon sa laborer sa construction, halimbawa lang po ito, no? Oo, at abutin mo na itong full increase na ito na 85 pesos, magiging 780 na. Kung yaan ang sweldo ng manggagawa na pangkaraniwan laborer, paano ngayon yung mason? Paano ngayon yung foreman? Didikit na sa sweldo nila. Yung tinatawag po na distortion. Dito ho ba ngayon, ano ho ba ang inyong pag-aaral dito? Kung meron man sa wage board, obligado mag-adjust yung pong mga employers doon sa mga sweldo na kung saan didikit na yung minimum wage earner.
Okay. Whenever we come, tuwing maglalabas ng wage order, palaging open at saka merong formula ng distortion, no? So, there is a way to, yung distortion ma-correct to a certain extent. It cannot be corrected 100%, no? Because if you want 100% no distortion, that means across the board mo yan, no? But since it is applicable lang doon sa it's applicable to the minimum wage earners, yung situation where magkakaroon ng parang unfairness doon sa makakatanggap ng malaki at saka doon sa walang tatanggapin because lagpas na sila doon sa well, hindi sila covered ng minimum wage. Meron tayong tinatawag na distortion correction formula, no, which they can use. And tinutulungan namin sa Regional Wage Board yung mga companies to come up with the distortion formula so that the impact of those who are getting higher than minimum wages will be to a certain extent minimized, no, slowly up to the point na so meron distortion
Okay.
correction diyan.
Alright, sige po. So sir, lastly, doon po sa punto ng ang desisyon na ito may halong politika. Kasi magsosona ang presidente, kailangan niya ng good news for the workers. Yung kanyang bumabagsak na performance and trust ratings, let's admit it, ito yung katotohanan na kinakailangan po ng pogi points ng presidente. Ito ho ba'y kasama sa ikinonsidera?
Alam mo, hindi ko masasagot yan, no? I mean, our new labor secretary has his own way of looking at it and the way he made some announcement. But I'm just saying that when we in the wage board deliberated this, we were deliberating or we were deciding on our own. And when we came up with the decision, even if there were some dissensions like us, and then while the labor sector signed, but I think right now, sinasabi nga gaya nga ng sinabi mo, sinabi niyo, Ted, is that they will dissent also, no? But what I'm just saying is that mahirap ko pong to come up with some judgment on whether there's political flavor doon sa ganang administration or Department of Labor, no. I would respect whatever they would say, and I'd like to set aside saying that there was politics involved or there were
Okay.
no politics involved.
Opo. Sige po, naunawaan ko po ang inyong sitwasyon. Kung bakit po ayaw niyo magkomento sa puntong yan. Alright, may pahabol lang pong tanong si Chacha.
Yes po. Sir, anong
Yes.
Anong possible effect nito sa mga investors dito sa Pilipinas? Kung ikukumpara natin yung sweldo po ng mga karatig bansa dito sa atin, mas mataas na po ba tayo at may posibilidad ba na instead dito sa Pinas, doon na lang sila maglalagak ng pera nila?
Well, as it is right now, we are amongst let's just talk dito sa ASEAN, no? We are amongst the highest, no? Dito sa region. Now, doon sa epekto, I hope hindi maapekto ng grabe, no? But definitely it will have effect because of course investment as they pour in or they come in, they will look at what is best for them with the objective of making some profits for them, no. Bakit pa sila mag-invest kung hindi naman sila kikita, no. So definitely there will be some effect, and we hope that we will be able to still to the point that they will still come in, no. Sana wag, no? But hindi natin maiwasan yan. Talaga may negative effect yan, like it or not.
Opo. At we can only say good luck po sa inyong sektor at good luck din sa mga manggagawa. Ito po ang desisyon ng Wage Board and so be it. Abangan na lang po natin na ito nga po ay magbubunga ng maganda sa pangkalahatan po ng ating pong ekonomiya at sa ating pong sektor ng paggawa. Salamat po sa inyo, Governor.
Thank you very much, sir.
Apo, thank you. Si Governor Federico Marquez Jr. ng ECOP at miyembro din po ng Regional Wage Board.
Mga kapatid, patuloy po kayong tumutok sa 105.9 True FM para sa totoong balita, impormasyon, music and entertainment. Mag-subscribe sa aming YouTube channel at podcast at sundan nyo kami sa Facebook, Instagram, X at TikTok sa True Network PH. Bisitahin din po ang aming official website, truefm.ph. At panoorin din kami sa True TV Signal, Channel 19. Kami po ang 105.9 True FM. Laging true sa'yo, kapatid.
Ito tayo sa